Here. Welcome to another encounters. There we go. Here. Welcome to another encounters. There we go. Welcome to another encounters, everybody. Welcome. And keep sending the likes out there. We want to get up to 100,000 likes, so let's do it right now. Michelle, good to see you. Hey, Gary House, good to see you. My last two shows, including last night's show with JP, who I had on, is on my YouTube channel now. I just finally downloaded it about 15-20 minutes ago. So last night's show and the night before that are on my YouTube channel. Please follow me on my YouTube. Go to my link on my bio for YouTube, and you'll see last night's show, if you missed it, with JP, who's a former military person with security clearance, and we talked about a lot of stuff. Some good things last night. Dr. Michael Sala, who I interviewed many years ago on my radio show, who's written 3 different books, included in one of his books a lot of information from JP, who has been to the inner Earth, who's traveled off planet on a spaceship, and is the real deal. Hey, Lord of Water, good to see you, brother. Phoenix, Chad, Somewalt, Avril Smith. So last night's show was phenomenal. And this is what we do on Encounters. We have people in the last 3 years that have had incredible journeys and stories to tell. Many of you are those people out there. And it's why the show is the way it is. You know, that's why we do what we do. I just posted my TikTok. I just posted a picture of someone I hold dear in my heart, and she's out in California. I talk about her once in a while, Commander Ashtar Athena. And when you go to my profile where all my videos are and photos, you'll see a photo of her, and she is a radiant being of light from Venus. I've done workshops with her over the years in the early days, and she's just a beautiful soul. So I wanted to share that photo of her, and you'll see that radiant light that she brings. And she comes from Venus originally, here on mission to Earth. Rita Lynn, good to see you. Welcome to the show. Everybody, Willie Wonka, good to see you, Willie Wonka. Maria, Teresa Peterson. Commander, I had a strange thing happen. Ring camera today. Would like your thoughts. Can I message? Yes, please do message me. Message me on here, and I'll take a look at it. Hey, Daniel from New Brunswick, Canada. Good to see you. Avril, good to see you as well. Everybody coming in here. Good to see all the beautiful people out there, wherever you may be. Excuse me. And we're just going down my list of things here. Hey, CmdrAleon, good to see you. Celtic Songbird, thank you for the heart. Music Love, thank you for the heart. Thank you so much. Miss Chrissy, hey, England. Good to see folks. We have a lot of good people in England on this show. Thank you so much for being here. GMA something, Wardy, Ellen Porter, and everybody. Anita Garcia, good evening. Not just Nicole, good evening. Sunshine, Sue House, everybody, Starshine, Annie F72, Look in Buff, Sadin Fry, I think it is. Mimi Bird, hey Mimi Bird, and everybody coming in here. Good to have you with us. This is actually another edition of Encounters. Eric Jensen, I'm looking at the names here. Greta, hey Greta, good to have you all with us. L Tito 5332, thank you for the follow. You know what, Maureen? I'm not sure what's up tonight. I just know it's going to be a great night. Julie Harrington, good to see you. Ryan Brick, and all the people coming in here. I know there's going to be some really incredible things happening. Jan R., Zai Korux, good to have you with us. Sean, thank you for the share. Rudy, everybody coming in here. Just an incredible group of beautiful people from all over the world. It's only 11:07. And we have 87 people in here. We'll get up to a couple hundred before the night's out, I'm sure. And it just feels like a lot of things are transforming. I did some meditation earlier, and my meditation dealt with how we would relate. For some reason, that seems to be where my meditations are going, how humanity will relate to interactions with space people. And as I was meditating, thank you, Alnight and Jess, thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. As I was meditating, I come to some very important conclusions in my meditation. And hey, Penelope Tikan X, good to see you. So I came to, hey, Jordan, good to see you, brother, and Dominica, good evening. So I came to some really good conclusions in my meditation. And what I see is a planet that needs to get its act together. I'm really, at this point, concerned with our Earth. I'm concerned, Molly, good to see you, everybody, Glenna. I'm concerned with humanity. I'm concerned, hey, Sandra, Sea Dog, good to see you. I'm concerned with the way our planet's going. You know, I'm really concerned. I love you, my baby. Oh my God, are you Jewish? And you have a great name. I love you, my baby. That's an excellent name. No, so I'm really concerned about. I'm actually Martian. Let me see, what's her name? I love you, my baby. I'm actually a Martian on Earth. I'm actually a space person. So I love you, my baby. I'm a Martian. Good to meet you. Nice to meet you. The GMA 13. Welcome, Lynn 948. Hey, Lynn. My pet's out of. Hey, my pet's out of. Good to have you with us always, Celtic Songbird. Celtic Song, I don't think that's going to happen, but I have concerns about our planet. In my deep meditations, I was getting, hey, Lynn, my information was that we have to get our act together. Our planet needs to get our act together. And it's not the planet Earth. Mother Earth is good. It's the people that live on the Mother Earth that need to get their act together. You know? And we need to look at the totality of life on our planet and what we're doing on our planet. Just not to call them, waiting for them to make full contact. And I think we all are, in a sense, in a waiting mode. Georgie for life, good to see you, sister. Lexi, good to see you. I love this person. I love you, my baby. She says, oh my God, are you serious? I am actually serious. I'm from Mars. Welcome to the group. Welcome to Encounters. Contact me when you're ready. Oh my goodness gracious, that was funny. Oh, you sent me another video. Good. We'll have to take a look at that. I found that other person very funny. Her first thing was, oh my God, are you Jewish? And then she says, when I told her I'm from Mars, then she says, okay, bye, I guess. Contact me when you're ready. Ready for what? That was pretty funny, I must admit. That was excellent. Oh, I'll tell you, you never know who's out there on TikTok land, for sure. You really don't. But now she met someone from Mars. Maybe she's going to think, well, this person from Mars is out there. I got to get out of here. I don't want to talk to somebody from Mars. I didn't get a chance to. She left before I could do that, Eddie. For me, it was basically when I was a kid. I had a moment where I actually said to some friends of mine playing stickball, I just blurted out I was from Mars, and they weren't really happy about it. And then at that point, I realized that there's something going on here. Why do I say that? And later on, I realized I was from Mars, and the planet is an incredible planet, you know. And Sonia, good to see you. Hello, sister. Vicky, Brenda Hernandez. So, you know, for me, I learned more about planet Mars as I grew up. I became more activated, more kind of enlightened Celtic about my journeys and where I came from. So I came out of the closet a number of years ago about Mars. And hey, Donna Joss, good to see you. So I'm very comfortable in the human body. So I am human, but I'm also Martian. My consciousness is both human consciousness and Martian consciousness, if that makes any sense. I don't know about the God of War. Mars is a planet of 10 to 15 million Martian inhabitants that are human, that are living in peace. Earth's perception of Mars is very weird, from all kinds of things, from mythology and everything else about Mars. But Mars is a very, very healthy planet now with about 10 to 15 million inhabitants. And they don't want anything, they don't want any invasions of their planet, and they don't want anybody trying to take over their planet, and the Martians will not have it. You know, they're peaceful people. They will not let anybody colonize their planet. There's a smiling face tonight in the sky. That's beautiful. We need more of those. We need more of those, definitely. We're in a welcome, a crazy kahuna. I like that name. User 661, welcome. Lupita, welcome. Play Rainbow, Lupita. Let's see, who else we got here? Do they live underground? Yes, they do, Lynn. They live mostly underground, but there is a gradual increase of surface-based areas on Mars where they are building what you call homes and what we call advanced cities. But most of everything is in ground in Mars, underground, so to speak. Yeah, I know, right? Elon Musk is trying to strike a deal with Mars. Hey, Bonnie Ellis, thank you for the share, Sun Ray, the old Queen 10, Writer Boy, Jang, thank you for being here through an invite show and welcome. Yeah, there's underground oceans, absolutely correct. Mars has a polar cap, which in the early days you'd see these pictures of Mars and like have a polar cap just like the Earth does. Mars has a polar cap as well. And Mars has a blue atmosphere. So if you look at Mars, its blue atmosphere is slightly lighter in texture than the Earth, but Mars has a blue atmosphere. If you see some of the rover photos that show you the skyline of Mars, it is definitely a blue sky. You know, definitely a blue sky. I know a lot about Mars. Well, I should. One Zon MC, point E for life. Hey, E for life. Good to have everybody coming in here. Please share, like, and love. So you can share by sharing. You can press on the top corner of my screen. Every time you press that, it increases the numbers. We're at 11.2 thousand. We need to go higher. So I want to get by midnight, we want to be at 100,000. Please share and like. We're at 137, 135. Last night we had almost 600 people in here, which is great. And I know we can do it again. But good to see you. Greetings, Rachel. Jamie, thank you for the share. If you have 5 or 10 pig, Grizel, thank you for the join my team. If you know people you think that should be here, please invite them. We all have friends list. Isn't it a bit cold there? Not tonight. I brought my plants in. Tonight it's a little bit cold, but I did bring the plants in. Tomorrow morning the plants are going back outside. Yeah, that was really wild. It just shows that when people find the show that we can have a really big audience of folks that are really interested in what we're talking about. We'll get there. It's early yet. It's only 11:17. My audience tends to some reason after 11, as it gets later, there's more people on. I've never tried to figure that out, but that's the way it works. And welcome all over the world. If you're in Europe, in Australia, New Zealand, France, Germany, wherever you are, welcome to the show. Rita Lynn, welcome. Erica Moo, I think it's Moo. Okay, Erica, welcome. Karen, thank you for the FYP. Please, Fatboy, welcome to the show. FYP, everybody. FYP for sure. Shelly, welcome. I'm just looking at people's names coming in here. Cowboy 9507, New Zealand. Hey, Celtic Songbird. Beautiful. New Zealand's a beautiful. I've never been there, but it's a beautiful place. Bob Seth, good to have you with us. Cam, welcome. Spiritual Abstract, how you doing? Cleo, thank you for the FYPs. Jennifer Morass. Jay, hello Jay, welcome brother. User 869, thank you for FYPs. Let's get it up there. Let's amp it up there. I'm amped up. I got my apple cider going. Pookie Greeny, Wild Roses. Welcome, Wild Roses. Joshua Jordan. Hey, Joshua. All the folks coming in here. Good to have you with us. Gene Meyer. You know. And as we come in here, hopefully the numbers of human beings on this planet will be here. Up, there comes the train. Just on time. My pet's out of control says I'm being attacked by my partner. That's not good. I would go to the authorities on that one. That's out of my control. I would definitely go to get help on that one. I've got the my other thing charging up. Let me see here. I'm going to go to your page. I'm about 18%. I think I can do this. Let's see here. Okay, we're gonna try to see Jersey for Life's video. Let me just get out of here. Okay, I think this is a new one here. Here, it says here's some new ones. I see a bunch of new videos. This one here is from 10 hours ago. Let's show this. We'll show this in a few minutes. It's the one with the blinking light, Jersey. There's like a blinking light, like an orb or something. Hey, Notorious, good to see you. Siren 302, Laura Lee, welcome. Okay, we'll show that one in a little bit. I got it queued. When I get to the video segment, we'll show that. We'll get to show another one of her. And actually, Jersey for Life is capturing on video some really amazing stuff. Jatil, thank you for the club cheers. Workfork, welcome to the show. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can understand. So I'm looking, I see it on your page, so I'm fine. I got it on there. I'll play it a little bit. Commander, I couldn't get it to load on TikTok Messenger. I mailed it to your email address. Okay. Teresa, we'll take a look at that as well. And everyone coming in here, Monica, Frank, 276. So there's a lot of new whistleblowers coming out in the last few days that are coming out with information regarding what they know. All these whistleblowers that are coming out. Good evening, Kathy Thompson. Good evening. Good to see you over there in Pittsburgh. All these whistleblowers, hey Zed, that are doing things. It'll be good if all these whistleblowers have good information that's going to tell us more about, disclosure of the subject. Well, my concerns for the Earth is that we as a planet are somewhat dysfunctional. My observation of Earth is that the planet is somewhat dysfunctional. What does that mean? And in my meditation, that's what I was getting. Oh, we have a dysfunctional planet. The planet Mother Earth is not. The Earth itself is a sentient being, a living entity, just like all planets are. But the surface world of the Earth is really dysfunctional. And the reason I say that is because on Earth, on this planet, we've created all kinds of things in 40 or 50 or 60 or more years, such as nerve gas in our oceans, nuclear weapons created by scientists, weapons to destroy each other, little weapons, big weapons, all kinds of weapons. And we live in a very dysfunctional planet. We do. And hey, everyone coming in, Sharon, good to have you with us. It's a topic on UFOs that seems to be important. Jordan says UFOs seems to drawn to nuclear. Yeah, the space people in the UFOs, Jordan, right on the money, are drawn to the nuclear sites because we are a dysfunctional planet, and we make the wrong move, we can end up potentially creating a problem for the whole universe on our planet. Just our planet alone has the ability to create that problem. What's your job at McDonald's? JetBlue, what's your job at McDonald's? I think we're going to have to get rid of JetBlue. JetBlue, we're going to send you on a little journey. You're going bye-bye with your 1 followers and 1 whatever. Have fun on JetBlue. Bye-bye. We sent that person off. They have one follower, 1 like. We send them right off. You know, the people that troll TikTok, we send them right off, brothers and sisters. The commander does not fool around. I don't even get upset with trolls. I just send them off. You see, they don't know who they're dealing with. You deal with the commander, watch out. Because I got a strong spirit and you don't want to play around with me. Let's see here. And I love everybody, even the people I send off. I send them off with love and hope they find their way. Hi, Commander. Is the Earth a sphere? The Earth after Z is round. All the planetary systems beyond Earth are round. And only on Earth are there people on social media that would spend energy debating whether the planet is round, flat, square, or oval. It's amazing. When I first got on here, I saw many people that were doing this. There were like tons of these lives that were arguing about the Earth. I'm saying, boy, if all those people would spend their energy, instead of arguing about the Earth being a flat place to live on, or round, or square, and did all the things to help protect the planet and make it a place where all of us can live in harmony, if they spent all that energy on that whole subject of flat Earth or whatever, we'd be in a much better place. But no, those people, they get in arguments, they yell with each other. I've seen it when I first got on here. I said, nope, that's not for me. I'm not going there. I don't need that. You know, I'm too enlightened to go there. Nope, I am not going to go there. I'm going to do something and bust the matrix. That's what I came here to do. I came here to shake people up, shake the system up, shake humanity up. That's what I came here for. Hey, Darren, good to see you, brother. So if you watch me long enough, you know I don't care. You know, my spirit, my cosmic spirit is strong and it cannot be broken. You know, people have tried, not going to happen. The more you try, the less you succeed, you know? So when that happens, I tell people, get it together. You know, look at the planet, look what's happening, and get it together. You know I'm amped up here. Hey, Darren, good to see you, brother. Kara 53, welcome. Denise Webb, welcome. Good to have you all with us. Melissa Neal, hey, Melissa. Nina Massey, 33. Hey, Nina. Good to have you all with us. Kate, how you doing, Kate? And I know when I'm amped up, people usually do watch out, because I get this amped up, you know, I'm in a different frequency of energy that's so freaking high that I feel like I can fly in the sky. And that actually rhymed. I'm actually rhyming tonight. That's amazing. D, you sent an email. I'll take a look at it. Hey, Chris, the Matrix algorithm breaks all of us in the end. Enjoy the journey while you can, my friend. We'll break the algorithm before the algorithm breaks us, because we are stronger than the algorithm. That's the deal. You know, the algorithm was created by us, but we can break it. Do I have mods? Yes, I do. I don't know. Some of my mods might be on here, but when they're not on here, I look at all the comments and I just go right in there and block them and shoot them out in space. I multitask, so to speak, but I do have mods. AZ Lightning, thank you for the popular vote. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate it so much. Farmer Paula. Hey, Paula. I think Farmer Paul, or Paula's a farmer. Yeah, I might do. I'll have to give when I do. If I do more mods, I'm going to have to just give you a protocol of what we're doing. Hey, Farmer Paula, good to see you. And I am looking at that. One of the things I just want, if I do another mod or two, one of the things, if I do create 2 more mods, is that hey, thank you for hey, Kathy, thank you for that. I'm looking at, if you look at comments and they're like trolling and making negative comments, you know, at that point, if they're going negative on the show, that would be a point of muting them. If they go really negative, that's a point of blocking them from ever watching the show. And it depends what they say. If they're just kidding around and they're friends of the show, just ignore that. If they're somebody that it's unknown, and we see them, as I do this before, I really want to be careful and make sure my mods are blocking or muting the right people, and not by accident blocking a friend of the show or something like that. Yeah, I think I can make temporary mods. So give me some time to think about it. Uh, Thank you. I've moderated. Oh, so let's see here. I think I hit my max list on mods. Let me see if it lets me do it. Yeah, I've hit my max list. If I see any mods that aren't really moderating, I'll ask them if they don't want to mod anymore. And then if I can take some mods down that aren't doing mods, if I can, I'll have to knock some of my mods down. I think I have a lot of mods that aren't moderating, so I'll have to look at my mod list. I think that's what I'll have to do. But I appreciate the offers. I will do that once I get. I have to clear my list first. Yeah, and then I have to restart looking at who's really moderating here. Yeah, I think I'm over. I can't believe I have 30 mods and not even half of them are moderating. At the time, they wanted to be moderators, but I don't see them anywhere. So we will figure it out. I wonder if there's a way I can look at my mod list. Have you heard Farmer Paul of the counter story from UFO Now? It's amazing. Well, Farmer Paula, why don't you come on up and tell us about that story, Farmer Paula? This is Encounters, and you're invited up. Susan, thank you for the reindeer. Well, actually, and it's windy in Connecticut because I hear the chimes going. Hey, Paula,
Hey, his
how are
story's
you?
not mine. I sent him an invite. But he actually sat down. He had like physical like contact and it went on for several years and there's was 10 people total
Oh, wow.
who encountered them. So, I mean, his
When you say
stories.
them, can you tell us who them are? Like, give me more specifics physically, what they look
Um
like, the them.
he says they were grays.
Okay,
Um he says the its name was one of the names was Zongyo.
Sangio.
Yeah. Um, but it happened. I'm trying to think. It was like in Arizona. Um, it's where this town got wiped out. That's why I can't
Oh,
completely
wow.
tell the story.
Yeah.
But I think it happened over a course of 5 years. Um,
Oh, wow.
but they say that this in this town that the people had been encountering them for years, like back in the 1950s and stuff, and they would have them. They would have dinner, eat food and stuff with the people of this town.
Really?
Yeah. And this guy, he's like legit. He's got a big project he's working on
Oh,
uh
wow.
in Las Vegas, the spaceport that
Okay.
they're building. So he's part of that. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Now? If I don't want to mistake anything you said. Is he on TikTok?
he is. I sent his
He is.
it's UFO now. I sent him an invite to
Oh, good.
come over to this live. So,
I'll bring him on if he comes over. I want to hear his story
yeah, I
definitely.
mean, people would be just like floored. And he has, it was like 5 days after his first encounter, and he had touched the spacecraft. He got all these images downloaded and he drew them
Wow.
out. Yeah. So it's like very, very incredible. I want
UFO
him to come
Now.
on here.
You know what? I'm going to while we're on here now. His name is UFO Now.
Yes.
Okay, I got my iPad here. Wait a minute. This is really going to be good. I may if he's out there. Well, out there, yeah. If he's actually on, I'm going to try to invite him directly here. UFO
Yeah,
Now.
his
Let's
story,
see.
like I said, people would just be like floored. It's he talks about the different encounters and he's got people to back it up because there was like 10 people
Yeah.
total.
Oh, wow. UFO Now. Let's see what I can do here. UFO Now. You're watching Encounters, and I have UFO Now. I'm going to his page. And is it called UFO now? And it says a friend would. Okay, so let me go to his thing here, and he has all kinds of drawings and stuff and everything. And he has a sketch drawing of the ETs in a building or something, and all kinds of stuff. He has new ultralight material. He says thinner than hair. He has a lot of stuff posted.
Yeah.
So I should follow him. I'm gonna send him a message. I'll send right. I'll see if I don't. He's online right now.
Yes, he is. That's why I said I sent him an invite. I asked him if he was going live tonight because if he wasn't, I figured he could come over to your page and
Yeah,
share his story,
I'm
you
saying.
know.
I'm saying he's invited to encounters. Uh, I am live now.
Sorry about that.
Please join me.
Well,
So I just send him. I'm sending him a message right now. Okay, I just sent him a message. We'll see what happens. He got a direct message from the commander of the show here. So we might
Yeah.
get this person on here. He is online.
Yeah, it would
If I
be
see
like
him on here,
super
we're going to bring him.
exciting because
Yeah.
just the stuff that he talked about and his drawings and all the information
Yeah.
that he talked about and explained and described. And it's like I sat with him one night because he had all these different dates written down. And I said, maybe I said, let's start digging deep and see if these are like when there was like UFO sightings or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were pulling up some of the dates and stuff. It was the
Oh, wow.
connections were amazing. It was like, wow.
I, I just want
But
to say
this
hello,
town
Hetty.
anyway
Hetty
got wiped out by a flood,
by a
and it was
flood.
like a freak flood.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just want to say
Yeah,
hello to Hetty, one of our moderators. Hetty, good evening. Good to see you, beautiful soul. Have good to have you with us. But that's really that's wild. I want to see if he'll come on here. He is online. He's got his light says he's online. We have Star Knowledge, who's I'm going to bring up too. Star Knowledge is a dear friend, and we work together through here. And I think this would be kind of cool. This will be great if he comes up. We'd love to see if he comes on. I just
yeah.
sent him a
I'll
message.
I'll pop down from here, and I'm gonna send him a
Okay.
message and tell him to definitely like come over to your page because to accept the invite. He's got to tell
Yeah.
his story.
Oh yeah. I'll bring
Or
him on here if he comes over here. I'll bring him on.
okay, awesome. Thanks,
Okay.
Commander.
Hey, Paula the farmer. Thank you for coming on and sharing that a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. We're going to bring you down a little bit here. And we'll see if UFO Now comes on. I really want to hear that story. Star Knowledge is here too. He is also with the Star Knowledge conferences. And we'll bring my friend Star Knowledge up here. Hopefully, UFO Now will come up here and we can have quite the thing. So it's good to have everybody coming in here on the show. If you did not see my show last night with JP, who is top security clearance, former military operations, and who has been onto the inner Earth directly, has been on taken on spaceships, has met the Nordics and the Ant people. It was quite a show last night. You'll have to watch the show on YouTube, and it was quite. JP was a phenomenal guest, phenomenal guest. And this is what we do on our show. We always have really interesting people on here, and it was a great night. And every night's a great night, no matter what. It's always different, always great. And this is what makes it a beautiful thing. So let me see here. We'll see if UFO Now comes up and takes our guest to be here. I'm going to see if. Thank you on the best live on TikTok. Thank you so much. And it takes a lot of work to do what we've been doing for 3 years to do it different. And here's a person that I'm going to bring up, my friend Eddie. He is from the Star Knowledge conferences. He's been on the show many times before and has a great deal of knowledge on a lot of subjects here. We're going to hopefully get UFO Now here. I'll bring him up with us with my friend Eddie. And Eddie has just landed back on Earth. He was away for a while. I know he's been traveling. I can just read his energy. He's been all over the place.
Oh
Hey,
boy.
brother, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing?
We're doing good. We're doing
Oh,
good.
good.
You
I'm
know?
wearing my SpaceX shirt tonight.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty cool. You're sending. You were gonna. I don't know if you got my email or whatever. You were gonna
You
send me
did.
some sort of Star Knowledge shirt or
I'm
something.
gonna send you a Star Knowledge shirt. Yeah.
Okay.
I asked Nikki to find a size, find your size, find an XL for you. So I'm still waiting for
Okay.
her. 'Cause I think she's got like three jobs plus she runs like
Yeah.
all the Star Knowledge stuff.
Yeah.
She's a busy
Well,
person. So
my shirt will be 10 feet high and about 5 feet wide. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a super giant. I look small
big
here,
shirt.
but
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
We might be giants.
We might be giants. That's a good name for a new movie too. Don't lose that. Don't lose that. We might be giants could be a good documentary on the
Oh,
giants. So what's happening, brother?
well, oh my God.
Where do we
I want
start?
to talk about one of the things I had a conversation with a young man. He just turned 18. He's actually Nikki's son.
Hmm.
Because people are like, oh, he's troubled and he's this and he's that, and like I've been talking to him the last week, and I've been talking to him a lot because his grandfather's work is he did the Star Knowledge books. He did the 11, 11, 12, 12, and 13, 13 books. So he doesn't know a lot about his grandfather's work because he never read it. He's all the kids are into their own world, but I kind of knew I had this feeling because he's a very intelligent young man, and I was like, I'm gonna dig into I'm gonna pick his brain and see where he's at, like, and what we come to find out, like, because he's been very frustrated with human beings, and
Oh,
what ended up happening is the realization that he's a star seed.
okay.
But he doesn't have any guidance, so like our conversations have been about like him finding the structure in order for him to because he knows that he wants to be on this planet to help, but he's just so frustrated because he feels like he's in a place where or in a position where he doesn't know where to start. And I'm like, dude, your grandfather was a founder of the Star Knowledge conferences. So we had a great conversation because it was like his grandfather used to always say, "We need to learn from the children. We need to listen to the children because the ones that are coming in, all these star seeds and stuff, they already know. They're coming in knowing, right? So why are we not listening to them? Because we're so busy in our little religious, political
Yeah.
work, this world, and it's like,
Hmm.
and we think that we know more than our children." When these children are coming in already knowing. So,
Mm.
but yeah, on that note, because I feel like I've had so many different experiences that I can, help to just guide him because he doesn't need a teacher. He needs someone
Right.
to just listen and
Right.
for him to figure it out because he's brilliant. He's
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant. I mean, he was blowing my mind in our conversation. So, and
Wow.
because I gotta say, man, like we're because this is encounters talk, and I've shared with you several stories, but I don't recall if I shared with you the my inner Earth story.
No, you never. I don't think ever since I've known you, I didn't know about inner Earth stories. This would be kind of cool. Now,
Yeah,
let me before you share it. Did you? I'm getting the feeling you're going to tell me something that's going to blow people's minds.
absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
inner Earth story. I'm
It
all
blew my
ears, man.
mind.
Go right for it.
All right, if you guys are ready, this is something. It was unexpected. It wasn't something like I'm gonna try to channel a frequency that's gonna get me to this place, right? It wasn't like that.
Okay.
It was, but I was in a place in California that apparently it was a very powerful location because we were having all kinds of supernatural things or and contact and sitting outside seeing UFOs and stuff. And I was like, this place is awesome. there was a world peace meditation back in 2000. I think it had to be 2011.
Mm-hmm.
That was people were setting up online. So we were asked to join. So we joined, and what we did was we had a room set up for our meditation, and so I'm meditating, and all of a sudden, like, do you remember Mork and Mindy?
Yeah, Mark and Mindy, they were good.
When it started, it goes to the kaleidoscope colors. Well, I didn't see color, but I saw I saw this misty stuff coming before my eyes, and then next thing you know, I'm seeing these like silhouettes of these things moving, and there was like 3 or 4 of them, and they're just kind of moving, but they were humanoid, and I was like, no, they're kind of apish, but then uh, I found myself saying, I know I'm in meditation, but I need to see what this is. So I just kept going towards it as if I was actually moving. And then
Yeah.
they became, I started, they were coming closer. I was moving closer, and then they were going up this way. And then as I
Right.
looked, it was a family of Sasquatch. And I went,
Really?
uh, okay, all right. And then everything became clear. It was like the fog was lifting, and then it was super bright, no clouds in the sky. And I'm walking through this pine forest, and I see these giant men. There's 3 giant men standing there, and they look Nordic. And
Really?
I went, oh, okay. One of them had his beard braided, and they're just standing there, and they look down at me, and I'm going, I don't know where I am. I don't know what this place is. And so 2 of them, they look at each other, and then one decides he's going to stay, and the other 2 are leaving. They leave,
Yeah.
and he comes and he sits next to me, and he's just, I mean, I'm as big as his finger, so just just so you kind of like Gold Rose Travels, right? So I'm just this little guy, and he's speaking to me in this language I don't understand. So I go, I don't understand you, and he starts laughing because he's like, he knows that I do, but I'm not open. I'm
Right.
not opening myself, and so he starts talking, and then he's pointing, and he's like, he points to the sun. And so I look at the sun, and then he's like that, pointing at the sun, and then he goes like that, like around it, like look around it. And I'm like, look around it at the sky. So I'm looking at the sky, and then my eyes focus, and I can see oceans and land across on the other side of it. And I was like, I'm in this like inside out world. And so I'm talking to him for a while, but I see ships, I see little towns and small cities that are just like real natural. They're not like, no electricity, just beautiful. Just reminded me of like what it would have been like in the Mediterranean like 2,000 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous. And I just this and then finally when I came out of the meditation, because I'm just talking, and then all of a sudden I think we had an alarm set, and so I come out of it, and I was like, what was that? Like, I was praying for peace, but all of a sudden I'm transported to this place.
You traveled there, yeah.
I'm not. I had like some small experiences in the past before that with meditation to have some kind of things happen. But my mentor, she always told me, well, if you're gonna going to these places, make sure that you remember smells, tastes,
Right, all that.
everything that you can, because that's called mapping. The way that you felt when you were there, she said, because when you do that, you can always go back in a meditation. As long as you can remember everything that was there, you're back there. And I'm like, wow. That's awesome. So I don't know where I never heard of Inner Earth. I didn't know that was a place. So one of my buddies from Mount Shasta that I met, he's well versed in a lot of book reading,
Yeah.
the Essenes, Rosicrucians, and Hermetic practices, and he's staying with us. He's on an orange fast at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I go to the room and I say, "Hey, I got a question for you." I said, I'm going to describe this place, and I want to know if you heard about it." And so he goes, and then after I'm done talking, he goes, "Yeah, that sounds like Inner Earth." And I was like, "Is that like a real place,
The
or
real
like
place.
how do you know about it?" And like, I mean, have you been there? Like, because I just went there and I saw these beings. Like, I just everything was just real.
Yeah.
And he said, "No, no, no. I've just read about it." And I was like, "Really? Okay." So years down the line, I'm in Iowa, and
Yeah.
one of my buddies, he's a UFO hunter out there, and um, God rest his soul, he passed in October.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his remembrance is coming up in 2 weeks, so I'll be going to
Mhm.
that, right? But I was for the podcast, he was going to be a guest, like a regular, because I love him so much. He's just um, so I'm telling him the story, and then he says, "Yeah, somebody wrote a book about it." And I'm like, "They wrote a book?" He's all, "Yeah, and there's illustrations, because everything that you're saying sounds like what they're talking about there, and there's illustrations." So he's showing me the book, and I'm reading it, and I'm going, "This is it. This is the
This is
place
it.
that I went."
Oh, wow.
And I'm going, "Wait a minute." So okay, so that was a few like 4, 5, 6 years ago,
Yeah.
and it's happened many different times, and I know you've had experiences. So and being able to connect with these beings from other places, and that are in other dimensions or in other spaces, that we can only join them energetically or psychically or telekinetically, or you know uh, but it's you know because I've had these experiences. One of my main ones was when I went to the Mayan pyramids, and
Hmm.
it was on the solstice,
Oh, wow.
and I gave an offering to Quetzalcoatl, the statue there, and it was this really pungent, beautiful smelling um, thing that my friend gave me. And after I did that, I don't know if they could smell me or what it
Right.
was, but all of a sudden there was like footsteps, and I could hear
Oh,
talking
really?
in the jungle.
And
They were
this is
throwing
you in
stones
the
at me.
this is you when you went to the inner earth.
This is actually a different experience in
A different
Mexico.
experience in
Yeah,
Mexico.
but this was in
So
real time, where I'm walking
real
and I can
time.
hear them in the jungle, and they're throwing stones. I could hear their footsteps walking next to me. My friend's freaking out. I'm telling her, she's like, "What is going on?" And then they touched us, but we can't see them, but they touched us. I could feel them touching, like, we're here.
Now, when they
And
touched you, was
yeah,
it like this is interesting? They
yeah,
were invisible, but they were able to touch, let's say, your arm, correct?
right.
Were they now? What was your perception of who they were? Did you have, even though they were
Oh, I knew.
visible?
I
What?
knew. I knew. I knew who it was, because of stories that I had heard from the past, like when they were talking about the civilization of the Maya, and how more than half the civilization disappeared. Um, the first time I went to Chichen Itza, the guy that was guiding us, our tour guide, was Mayan. So he's telling us, like, about the sacrificial well and all the things that they did, and like the acoustics, and like
Hmm.
underneath that there's a big uh, cenote that helps to
What?
create that they actually built the pyramid on top of a cenote, so when you're talking down, it
Right.
vibrates the and it sounds like you could be like 100 feet away, and it sounds like they're talking like this, and it sounds like they're right in your ear.
Really? And just for people that don't know what that is, what is a sonate?
A cenote is an underground water chamber, so it has water and air, so it's like a cavern, a cave.
Oh,
But
okay.
all the material
Sonate.
there is like real spongy. It's a
Hmm.
very interesting thing to walk on and to actually go into a cenote
Oh, wow.
to experience it because it feels like you're not talking from here. It feels like you're talking from outside of yourself.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah,
Very
yeah. So
interesting.
everything is louder.
Hmm.
Every so when people talk there, they talk low because I mean it's everywhere. The whole ground everywhere is spongy. So
And so, it's amazing. I can imagine when you're at those places, we only know about the surface part, people, of things like those pyramids of the ancient ones that lived, the Mayans and so forth. But, just like when we think about the things they found beneath the pyramids in Giza, you know, wouldn't it be something if below the pyramids in Mexico, that if they had some sort of devices to go and under the ground, that might be other things below the pyramids that are even more amazing that we're not seeing. We're only seeing the surface
oh yeah,
of what exists there, but there's probably a
absolutely.
lot more going on beneath the earth over there than we even know.
Absolutely. What they said was one of the first meteor impacts that we discovered that could have caused the Great Flood was actually discovered there in that area, and that
Wow.
because of that explosion, it caused a difference in the Earth in that place, which would probably caused a volcanic
Mm.
like um, it changed the landscape. To where I mean, when you're looking at the rock and how spongy and like there's I mean tubes and like airways and ways in. I mean, you can fall into a cenote and not even knowing it's there. So like
Yeah.
they'll usually have something if it's a small one on a walk path, and then so they'll put something in the way of it so you don't fall into it because there's a lot of people that'll be like, oh look, there's a cenote. They'll crawl in and then they jump out and then they're
Wow.
gone. Yeah.
What's interesting, as you said earlier, and this is Eddie from the Star Knowledge podcast. He has basically been with the show for quite some time. We became immediately like brothers, like really good friends. And we were talking about when they touched you, Eddie, when you're down there and the invisible touch,
Mm-hmm.
you knew right away, as you said earlier, you
Mm-hmm.
knew.
Yeah.
And it's pretty phenomenal. Like they knew they wanted to kind of interact with you, right? So their way of
Absolutely.
gently interacting was to touch you, and therefore you had that phenomenal moment. Like I know what this is. I know and I'm sure you're saying to yourself,
In
I know
real
what
life.
this is in
Right.
real
No
life. Yeah.
meditation. No. All I did was I said a prayer, and I gave a offering to, and I put on the statue of
Hmm.
Quetzalcoatl because at the winter solstice, that is when Quetzalcoatl is supposed to be coming back in because he's been floating out in the universe since the summer solstice. He takes off because they show the shadow
Yeah.
in the winter solstice. It casts a shadow where you could see the body of the serpent coming back down into the earth.
Oh wow.
So that's
Yeah.
we weren't there for that, but it just happened that that was the day we went because we were supposed to go 2 days before, but it was closed, and
Oh
then
wow.
it
Yeah.
didn't reopen for 2 days. So we're like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're supposed to be here on the solstice. But
Yeah.
it's timing, right? A solstice is a certain type of alignment that creates a different type of energy. So if that's why I had the experience, I'm absolutely because we were supposed to see a
There
show
had to be
there,
a
and the
there had to
projectors
be a
were
certain
broken
really there had to be a
2 days
certain
before.
frequency for that, right? For that to
Well,
occur,
yes.
and that.
Well, that's the point. That's the whole point of well, everything that us talking about. Chief is always talking about when we raise our vibration that we it doesn't there doesn't need to be a solstice or a equinox or anything like that. When we learn that we can tap into different sources of energy and frequency to communicate because everything's a frequency. You
Oh yeah.
know, everything holds frequency. That's what the conversation me and this young man were having today. It's like when we learn to tap in, all we have to do is map it. We have to remember it within ourselves. We can communicate with the trees, with the birds, with the waters, with air, with fire. We can light a match. We can light a match, and if we communicate, we don't have to have a cell phone. We can both go, hey, let's light a candle, put it on the
Right.
table, and communicate through the candle because we know the frequency of the candle. And he
Right.
said, and he's like, yeah, because all the fires are connected. I'm like, some kid told me that back in
Right.
2013.
That's crazy, man. And
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, you just said something really important, everybody, that we can, if we and this is just reminding me to do something. This weekend, I'm going to set the new date for the journey to the Golden Ship of Light. Everyone's been asking me and messaging me about when I'm doing that journey again. It goes to the intentions of what you were just saying, which is that when I've done these workshops in Connecticut and take people on a journey off planet to the Golden Ship of Light, they all have a journal and they all come back with visual memory of every single thing that occurred on that ship as big as the planet Earth, because
Yeah.
it's a real ship. It's not some fantasy world I made up. Say, let's do a fantasy world workshop and have
Right.
it at some new age store or whatever, which I've done these things at a really beautiful place locally in another town for me where they hold workshops. And when I do these workshops, I've actually had in this thing called the Red Barn. There was nobody in the building. We're in the downstairs part of the building, in the room, this big room where we're doing this, and you can hear people walking around, like people. And
Mm-hmm.
what I said to them is, the space people from the Ashtar Command are walking around the barn on the upper level. They're walking around. That's why you're hearing them walking. They're here to see what's happening. Whenever I do these workshops, I can tell people that the space people are in the same room when I do these workshops. It's just that when I do these workshops, they're there. So when
Yeah.
I'm taking people to the Golden Ship of Light, it's a real experience. And I'm going to do another one of these lives here on my TikTok here. And the only problem with that is when I do the journey off, there's people coming and going. So it's not like a controlled audience in a room. It's just going to have to deal with it. And that's what we do. So when we do this, folks, I will take everybody who comes to the journey when we set the date. And I guarantee you, if you really follow my protocol, you will go out of body into a Merkaba state and go onto the golden ship of light. And those that did experience it is because they focused on it. If you had trouble experiencing it, or you have trouble experiencing it, it's because you got to get your consciousness focused. If the consciousness is not focused, you can't go on a journey because your consciousness is too jumbled up with everything else going on in your house, in your apartment, or outside, or whatever. But we can control our consciousness and we can adjust the frequency to do these things, right?
Yeah. If you want to learn how to truly meditate and clear your mind, if you have never done anything that requires discipline, you're going to have a tough time.
Yeah.
You if you go to the gym and you're saying, I want to go to the gym to lose weight and to get fit, I want to be fit. You have to create a plan. See where you're going to start. How much weight you can lift. See what's work out safely. Change your diet regimen. Change your water intake. You do all these different things. You're creating a discipline.
Right.
Because without the discipline, if your goal is here and you're starting here, without taking all the steps, you're never going to reach it. If you're trying to skip steps to get to here, it's never going to happen.
Right.
So it requires a discipline. It requires you to discipline yourself, and that's the thing with meditation. That's the same thing with raising your vibration. Is take the required steps that a human being needs to learn. If you want to sing, you have to take lessons, or you
Right.
have to hum, or you have to sing songs. You can't just. Some people are natural, sure, but but for the rest of us, we have to practice, 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 and that's what it's been for me my entire life. Is
Yeah.
is when somebody said, I used to say when I started meditating, there's all this noise in my head. And they said, well, let
Mhm.
that noise be part of your meditation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so even if I get distracted, like just let it become part of, and so next thing you know, I'm having these experiences with all that noise. Like it's
Yeah.
actually it's almost purposeful in the experience that I'm having as the meditation's happening.
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden I'm popping out of my human world into my imaginative world or my third eye world or another realm that, and I just let the experience happen. Because what I say, what will pop you out of it is the oohs and ahs. Did you see that? And then all of a sudden
Oh
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh, I was starting to have a moment, and then it just gone. It vanished like a
It's
bird.
a distraction moment where it's just like distraction. Ooh, ah, oh, instead of
Yeah,
being focused, right? What you're saying to people is
right.
everyone here who's watching, if you do this and you have a commitment to being focused, you can have that journey. Like you went to the inner earth, it was a direct journey where you left your physical form and you have the other form within your form, which traveled. Your body was physically safe, but
Hmm.
you, Eddie, went to the inner earth. Now,
Absolutely.
if in a traditional scientific method, they say, well, how did you go to the inner earth? Your body was right here. There's no way you can do that. That's on traditional primitive science.
Hmm.
That's a traditional science. When you went to the inner earth, you did it through a focus, what's the word for it? Not only a commitment, you had a situation, there's a word for it, where you actually knew that you can do this,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word. You knew that you were able to do this. That's because you didn't listen to yourself say, oh, you can't do this. This is impossible.
Right.
Your mind says, oh, you can't do this, Eddie. You can't go to the inner earth. You can't travel. You can't leave your body there and go to the inner earth. There's no way you can do that.
Yeah.
No, that's not the way it
But
works.
my
When
yeah, my
you,
mind does when my mind does say that. Well,
it
because that's
does.
the beginning. It's like, the human part of me has like it has the protective thing, like, well, you shouldn't do that. You don't know where you're
Yeah.
going. It could be dangerous. You could, what if you don't come back?
Oh,
You
don't come
know?
back. Of course, your physical body's here, and you're saying, "Really, I'm not coming back to my physical body. I'm going to spend 2 weeks over in the inner earth." And, well, maybe I will spend 2 weeks in the earth, but at least my body will be sitting in the chair with the light on, and then when I come back, I'll get something to eat.
Yeah. Hopefully there'll be here somebody spoon feeding me while I'm gone and I'm
Spoon
still
feeding, like I
hungry.
said. Eddie's having ice cream while he physically left his body to the inner earth. He's being given ice cream, but he's not doesn't even know he's eating the ice cream
Yeah.
because he's now on the inner earth talking to people.
I better make sure I put on an adult diaper before I go, just in case I'm gone for a couple of days.
That could happen. That could happen, you know. But it's, when we talk about these things, we are talking about realities beyond the traditional understanding. Because in our everybody here can relate to this. When you were growing up, everybody, we're all taught different generations. And I don't know, everyone's different ages here, from probably their 70s to their 20s to whatever. But we're all taught certain things in school. One of them is not to have the ability to understand that we can do things other than what we are told to do. We're told we can be mathematicians. We can be great scientists, astronomers. We can be great teachers of English or French or German. We could be, great lawyers and doctors. But we never get taught the possibilities that we can actually travel out of our bodies on a Merkaba state to go to things like the inner earth civilizations in Agartha, or to maybe leave our body here and leave the planet and go to another planetary system through our Merkaba, which we can. It's
Right.
just that most human beings do not realize that we do have a Merkaba. And if
Right.
I was saying to people, does everybody in this room understand what a Merkaba is, what the Merkaba state is, would you know? Would you understand what that is, folks? A Merkaba? Now, sometimes we call it astral projection out of the body. So, Marine Walsh, very good. Marine Walsh, and anyone else, Merkaba state is where you focus on leaving your body in a specific room. So, if you're in a living room, a bedroom, the whatever, you're sitting in a comfortable chair and you know what you're doing, you can actually focus, like Eddie was talking about, where he went to the inner earth. You can focus if you know where you come from, if you're a star seed, and you know yourself that you came from another planet. You know, I came from planet XYZ. I want to go to planet XYZ. How do you get there? When you go into your Merkaba state and you go into that conscious state, you'll get there pretty quick. You, on a human level, might not remember completely where it is, but your higher self knows where that planet is. The higher self operates in a different mode than our brain does. I always tell people, do not listen to the brain.
Right.
Listen to the higher self. Don't listen to the brain. Listen to the higher self. Why? The higher self is galactically oriented. The brain is trying to keep you grounded on earth-based reality of watching game shows and going to a football game, getting some popcorn, have a hot dog, yell and scream at your kids at home. That's what that does. The higher self doesn't do that. The higher self will take you on that journey through the Merkaba state. And because I know about this, and I know you know what the Merkaba is too, Eddie, that the Merkaba state is the highest state of travel for leaving the human body and being able to travel. If most human beings on this planet knew how to travel through the Merkaba state and leave their body comfortably alive and well in their home, their condo, whatever, or sitting down for the day next to a beautiful river on a sunny day, going in their Merkaba state, so I want to travel to planet X. I want to go to Narubu. You could go to Narubu. You just have to know how to go and travel through the Merkaba state.
Right.
And that's something that takes time to learn. Yeah. Because I know some people here, and I'm glad some people say, I don't know what that is. I don't know how to do that. I can teach you how to travel out of your body through the Merkaba state. I can teach you how to do it. That's what I do in our workshops. When we go off planet, we get 10, 15 people in a group, and they all go off out of their body in the Merkaba state. And they come back in a 2-hour workshop. I had to cut it down. I did 2-hour workshops. I said, that's really long on Earth time. Yeah. So I cut it down to about an hour and 15 minutes. Say again?
I said that's an astral projection.
That's an astral projection. That's what the Merkaba is. It really it's semantics. It's sort of semantics, but from a cosmic perspective, you could say you're astrally projecting out of your body, which is also the Merkaba state. So the Merkaba state is when you turn your body into a spaceship. It's a human living vessel is what a Merkaba is. Yes. If you don't know what it is, it's a human, write this down, human living vessel. You are the vessel. You are a living ship. You're not as big as a huge ship, but you are yourself becoming a ship. And that is what a Merkaba is. You Merkaba into a beautiful, colorful ship that can travel beyond Earth.
Right. The point, and see, like some people don't know what a Merkaba is, or like know all the points and what all the points mean, all the different geometry and stuff. So and that's not as important to know as to know that you're a star being, and astral projection means star.
Right.
So astral projection, what that means is you're moving out of your human mind and your humanness and putting it to the side and leaving it on the shelf, and then you're allowing yourself to light up. You're bringing yourself to the highest state, and because we always identify this is me, and it's like no, this is my body, this is my eyeballs with my hair and face and bad breath and everything. It's all mine. Right, but it's not. That's my identity. That's my ego. Right. What we're doing in practice is learn to put all that to the side and allow ourselves to become what we are without a body, and that is our astral presence. It is a Merkaba vessel. That is a star. If you look at it, it's a Star of David, as they call it. In some religions, they call it that. But it has that geometric shape, and that once you get everything in your body aligned and spinning, then you can travel. And it's not that you have to even try to get those things moving. It's just a practice and letting someone guide you to be able to kickstart that, to put your humanness to the side, to be able to have these experiences. So it's just practice.
Yeah,
and it sounds difficult. It sounds difficult.
It sounds difficult.
It really is not.
Like you might think this is a Merkaba, but this is a crystal, right? But look at this for an example. I mean, I have a lot of crystals here. If you take this crystal, this little crystal, and let's say you were the crystal, you go into your Merkaba state like this little crystal here, this very powerful crystal, believe it or not. They all are. But if you go to that Merkaba state, you turn into a crystal. So when you leave your body, here I am leaving my body, and now I am this big, huge crystal. I'm now a Merkaba. I'm astral traveling. Now I'm astral traveling from my body, and now I'm going to go into space. And as I leave the Earth, I travel out past the Earth, and I go on a mission to go to a specific planet. So I decide, okay, I want to go to the Pleiades star system area. So I say, okay, I know how I'm going to go there. Your higher self will guide you there. And as you leave the planet, you're now astrally traveling, but you're in a Merkaba ship, a living ship of light, and you're able to go there. You're able to travel to that particular place. Everyone here can do that if you are willing to just do the practice. Just take time to breathe. Just take time to relax. Just take time to say to yourself, man, this has been a crazy week. I think I want to travel in the Merkaba state and go astral traveling off planet. You can. You just have to know where you're going.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Right. And see, you don't even have to have directions. You don't need Google Maps. I'm going to add to what you were talking about. So let's say this is you and this is the Pleiades, right? So when you become that crystalline solar state, that astral being, what you do is when you want to go somewhere, when you think of where it is and you've seen it in the sky, or all of a sudden you don't have to know. Well, do I go that way or that way? The universe is so big.
Right.
All you have to do is just say where you want to go, and then you'll navigate to it, define the point, and what ends up happening is you're there. It's not like you're on a bus going or on a spaceship going. I wonder how it's going. Are we there yet?
Where am I going?
Are we there yet? No, you're instantly there. Somebody asked if it's like dreaming. Kind of. It's almost like a lucid dream.
Yeah.
Except without the fact that you can change things that are in the environment. Because here's the beautiful thing about having these experiences with other people.
Yeah.
Is that once you go to these places and you share these experiences together, and then you come back as a human and you start describing the place that you went to, everybody goes, I saw that too. I saw that too.
See, that's true. That is true, isn't it?
Did you see that window that was like a mosaic? And they're like, yes, I saw that.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Or I saw this big Merkaba coming up. Now the Merkaba was the original Merkaba I was showing as an example was a small crystal. But see yourself as becoming a big Merkaba ship, and your body expands into that astral projection off the planet. And this particular planet, you're now this huge crystal. This is just an example. And you're now actually traveling, going out into space. You're leaving your body. You're going out into space, everybody, and you're traveling. You should see all the crystals I have here. Every one of these crystals are so amped up. And I got in the last 20 years, these are all were guided to me by the Ashtar Command. Every single crystal I've got here, folks. But this goes all the way up into space. As you take off, you leave your body. You're now taking off in the astral projecting, and you're gone. You're now traveling. And it's true. You don't really have to know where you want to go. You could just want to travel and see the universe, and you're not going to be negatively affected by doing that. When you're traveling out of body in the universe, in our galaxy or solar system, you'll be healthy as can be. You're going to be able to breathe because you've created that Merkaba. You'll be able to breathe, folks, and you'll be able to go wherever you want to go. If you want to go to another solar system, another galaxy, another parallel reality, you can come and go, and you'll be brought right back to your physical body because you're an extension of your physical body, but you're now actually able to detach enough to travel wherever you want to travel in that state, that astral projected state, that Merkaba state.
Right. That state of being that he's talking about, that where it knows everything. We know, and we know everything. Every bit of information that there is to know in the universe is in that being that we are. We as humans, we have a limitation because our frequencies are matched with the planet's frequencies, which is we're on an imaginative planet. I mean, every plant, seed, bird, everything that is created on this planet is created by the planet. She's a live, living Titan entity being, including us. Like she
Yeah.
imagined what we were going to look like, and we were like, I want to go play in one of those things. Let's go see
Right.
what this human thing is going to be like, this human experience. And then a lot of people come here and go, oh, this sucks, this is weird.
Yeah. Foxy P is asking us, Eddie, when you're dreaming and in your dream state, what is that? You want to take that question? When you're dreaming and in your dream, what is that? So you're dreaming, but you're in the dream.
Oh, okay. So when everything in the dream is you, because it's your dream. Everything, like imagine a dream. If you remember your dream, imagine that being like a God mode, right? Even if you don't, if it's not a lucid dream, you know, you don't have to have lucid dream to feel like, well, I'm in God mode. Just know that everything in your dream is you, and so you can interpret everything in the dream more, even if it's a weird dream. I don't care if it's a violent dream or if it's a flying dream or
Right.
whatever the dream is. Every person that's in that dream, every elephant or weird fantasy creature that's there, all of it is you. You know, so
Yeah.
you can learn to interpret that a lot better. But what that is that you're creating worlds in this place, or you're going to a world that already exists.
Suzanne's asking, how can you come back into your body or in other worlds? In other words, wake up. So she wants to know how you come back. You want to take that?
Oh, that is more like what is that called? Cruise control.
Yeah.
There's people say like you need a silver cord all the way down to the center of the earth, and I never even knew about silver cords when I was traveling.
Yeah, there was no need for a silver cord, right? You just travel.
No.
Cosmic Woman saying, do you know remote viewing? Are you familiar with, I mean, I know what remote viewing is. I've had people on here that do it. So they're asking what about remote viewing?
Remote viewing. Oh.
Yeah, you know what that's where they can see things that are happening, like they can remote view a top secret facility like Area 51, and they can see everything that's going on.
I knew Jim Channon, and he was the founder of the Psychic Soldier program in the PSYOPs program and the Psychic Soldier program in the military. Before it was like PSYOPs and weird dark stuff. He created the New Earth Army, which actually called the First Earth Battalion. And so if you've seen the Men Who Stare at Goats, they practiced a lot of that. They practiced a lot of that remote viewing. And so I actually have a friend that we used to practice a lot of remote viewing on a different platform. And we had some really cool results.
Oh, wow.
Because what he would do is he would show us like these images, or he would, and then he'd have us, and it had nothing to do with what was in the envelope.
Yeah.
He'd show us these images, and then he'd tell us, how does it feel? What colors do you see? What's, anything that's associated with that. That had nothing to do with what was in the envelope. And so we do all this stuff. And what he was trying to do is he's trying to filter out all of our thoughts into these cards so we could get a clearer image of what was in the envelope. I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. So what ended up happening was I was totally off. It was a Ferris wheel on a pier, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's not what I drew. I drew a river and people camping and a mountain and a campfire. And there was probably about 50 people on the live feed. 2 people got the Ferris wheel. Some people got their own. They were just completely off.
Yeah.
The other people, the majority of people, drew a river and a campfire and camping and a mountain and a forest. They drew what I was they picked up on the image that I was drawing, and I was like, that is interesting, because they were my followers, like on the other platform, but we were supposed to be focused on what was in the envelope. But they knew me, so they felt comfortable with me. But they were able to pick up on my projection.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. That was so profound. I was like, I can't understand. I guess I can understand it, but remote viewing. The easiest way for us to understand what remote viewing is it's viewing. It's almost like empathy, right? Like if you're an empath, and some people are visual empaths, and some people can feel people's pains when they're telling a story of how they broke their arm, and they go, oh, I can feel it. I can see you falling off your bike and like putting your arm out and then breaking your wrist. And some people are real strong empaths that way. And
Wow.
I'm like that. So maybe that's why they were able to pick it up. But the remote viewing part is the voyeur part. So it's the what do they call that? The all of your abilities, your extra abilities.
Psychic abilities,
clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance. Okay, clairvoyance.
So voyeur, clairvoyance is the same thing. It's to see, right? So that's what they were picking. They were able to pick up on what I can see, and that's what a lot of people do when it comes to. I keep losing the word. Remote viewing.
Remote viewing. You said clairvoyance, psychic abilities. What else? Oh
yeah, well, it could be anything. You could. I told you. I think I told you a story about a friend. I was in Hawaii. I'm in the middle of the forest. I have 3 acres and I have no neighbors. My closest neighbor is about a quarter of a mile from me.
Oh wow!
And so there's nobody there. And it's nighttime. It's daytime in northern Africa, and I'm talking to my friend, just chatting, and then all of a sudden I smell coffee. I smell coffee, and it's 9:00 at night, and I go, I smell coffee, and I get typed back, yeah, and then sent a picture of a tray with coffee and biscuits.
They were drinking coffee, and you smelt it from your end of it, which is way far away from the original location of where the other person, everybody, was actually at.
We're across the world.
And I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna get something to drink here.
Oh, sure.
Eddie is now taking control here. I'm gonna get some more. I'm out of cider. I'm having shivers here. I'm having like a withdrawal symptom. Like the apple cider's, if I don't drink it, man, I'm gonna fall apart. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'll be right back, everybody. Eddie here from the Star Knowledge Conference. Let me get some more to drink here while we're talking. You're watching Encounters here on TikTok, over 3 years live, and some of the best people in the world, some of the more unknown people in the world, contactees, people that are having, being taken on ships, people that have been abducted, people that are talking about crop circles, everything you can think of right here, right now, without commercials, right here on Encounters. And here is Eddie with the Star Knowledge Conference. I'll be right back with something to drink. And there we go.
Okay. So one of the things because what I'm trying to do as far as doing the Star Knowledge podcast is I want to bring together the parallels. I want to talk to people about the parallels. Now, this is one of the parallels that I'm talking about. So because everybody's had these experiences when you're thinking about someone and then you're thinking about a funny moment or something, and it's like a feel-good moment, and you start laughing or whatever and then next thing you know, you get a call from them, and the call could be like, within minutes or within the next couple of days, and they were like, I was just thinking about you. You're like, I was thinking about you too. I was thinking about this time and that we had this one time. And like, oh yeah, I remember the time. That was so much fun. But we've all had it. We've all had these moments where we ran into them. We run into them physically. We're like, I haven't seen you in forever, and I was just thinking about you. They're like, that's so crazy. Like, I was thinking about you too. And like, what a coincidence that we're seeing each other. But it's not a coincidence. We, uh, we don't explore our inner power. That's part of our inner power because we're calling in certain things and certain people. And it's funny because I do it all the time, right? Because I have people I haven't talked to in years, and then I start thinking about them, and then either news about them comes around, or I actually hear from them, or uh, you know, there's something that happens that is relative to the person, right? But here's the thing: what I'm talking about is this type of experience is these are the breadcrumbs that lead us to talking to and having in communication with experiences with our star family, with
Yeah.
our galactic relatives. It's we, like I said, you can't get from here to here without all those steps.
Yeah.
We have to learn to embrace the higher nature of what we are, and that's not just and so like all the religions and all the spiritual practices say, you know live in the higher frequencies. Quit gossiping, quit lying, quit doing things that are harmful. And people will be like, well, yeah, well, you smoke. And I go, no, I love smoking. you know don't quit. If you love to smoke, don't quit smoking. Love it. Love what
Right.
you do.
As
you
long as you
know
don't smoke in my face, you're good.
right. Yeah, if somebody else doesn't like it, don't offend them by
Right.
blowing in
Right.
their face. But live in those higher frequencies. That's the whole point. If once you
Right.
start to live in those higher frequencies, then you start to understand why it's important, because uh, it makes your energy move faster. And when
Yeah,
that
oh, definitely.
happens, they say, oh, like when we see people that are alive and happy, we're like, man, you're shining, like your skin's glowing, you're
It's a
glowing.
glow. Yeah.
Yeah, and you look younger, and all this stuff just starts to happen, and what ends up happening is, with that understanding, you're shining your inner light, and all fires are connected. When your fire is burning more,
Yeah.
you're no, I'm saying I do smoke.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do? I want to do a segment, Jersey for Life. At Jersey for Life, are you here? She has a video we're gonna show, and Eddie, I want you to see this. And this is a video taken 11 hours ago. She's been documenting activity, and she's been doing some phenomenal work on it. Jersey for Life, where are you? Is she here with us? Oh, here she is. So we're gonna bring her up. Jersey for Life. She's gonna join us here, and I got the video. Um, so let's see here. And we do have a video here that's why I took the green screen off here. I brought Jersey. Man almighty. I don't even smoke, so I'm
I
not
smoke.
coughing because I smoke. I don't smoke at all. So let me see here. All right. There she comes up. Our good friend Jersey for Life. How are you, sister?
Good. How are you?
I've got your
Well,
video here. It's really
I'm not
beautiful. And,
good. I'm dealing with
it's
asthma.
Oh,
we do what we can on these cameras, so it's the real stuff, and that's the most important part of it. So you recorded this 11 hours ago, correct?
Yes, I did, and it's. Where do you see it? It's like so much action behind the clouds. There's
Yeah.
lights everywhere.
Let's check this out. We're going to play this right now. So I'm going to turn my light off here because for some reason, don't worry about me. Do you want to see this? Okay, I have to put the play button on here. Wait a minute. Okay, everyone take a look here. I hope there's not too much reflection.
That's not the one. The one is like has 69 views on it.
69 views. Let's see here. Which one am I going to here? I see one with 19 views. Let me see. Videos.
Actually, I put it in your messages.
Okay, my messages. Let me go there. So we're going into my TikTok messages here. We will find this deal. Come on a minute. Okay, we're going to messages here on my inbox. Refrigerator, washer and dryer, electrical. Okay, I am trying to see this. Oh, there is new video. Okay, I think I found it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, this one has a lot of stuff in it. But it says it was 11 hours ago, and it has. It doesn't show 69 views on it. But is this the one here?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Where do you see the action? There's tons of blinking lights behind the clouds.
Now again, understand the graininess is the graininess, but you'll see the lights that are coming through.
Because it's all clouds.
You can see the lights right there. See them? You really got to look, but they're there. How many of these objects were in the sky?
I don't know. I couldn't count them. But there's one that comes down from the top of the screen, comes all the way down to the middle, and then shoots off to the right.
Eddie, can you see some of them?
Yeah, I can see some of the blinking lights.
There's one right there. I'm bringing the camera in more. Let's see.
Yeah, I couldn't get it any clearer, but
it's just
the
it's just the camera.
The lights are just intense, and I took that with a Android Galaxy.
Yeah, the Android cameras, they have different levels of quality, and I have one just like yours, and it is tough with the Android cameras.
But I use night mode.
Night mode, okay. You can see them. I mean, you can definitely see some things in there, folks. All right, let me turn my light back on, but I just want to show Jersey for Life's video. Here, this one here is really cool. Wait a minute. This one here, you can see, there's a really bright one. Let me see if I can go back to it. Hold on a minute. Real near the end. Near the end of the video. Let's see here. Hold on a minute. You'll see this one. It's really bright. Take a look at this. You can see it. It's in there. Where is it? It should be there. There's a really bright one. Here it is. Right there. You can see it. See the bright one? Right there. That was the very, very end of your video. That was the brightest one of the objects. Yeah.
Yeah, it comes in and goes out. And then I took pictures. They started out like on the side of my house towards the front, and they moved to the backyard.
Oh, wow.
Like above the trees.
I
have a picture of it looks like a ship. It's got looks like stars in a circle.
Oh, wow.
It looks like a ship. I circled it. But it's in my pictures that I put in there.
Oh, good.
I have a slideshow in there.
Oh, good. Well, Jersey for Life, thank you for coming up here. And, you're one of those people that's recording and documenting things. And I think that's really kind of a beautiful thing to do, because it takes a whole community of people, whether it be in Arizona, in a village in France, or here, to document what's happening. We're getting more stuff out there because of what you do,
It's really weird, because I saw all these people's videos stuff, and I'm like, there's got to be something out here. I live next to a naval base. I live right next to a naval base, and they're flying airplanes and helicopters real close to my house. And that's how they fly, because it's a fly zone where I live. I live in a 55 and older. So I go out there like 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and I take pictures. And then I look at the pictures to see if I see any light, like a star, a bright star, and then I videotape where I seen that star, and I get all kinds of stuff going on.
Oh, wow. So do you think the military is watching these objects that you're videotaping?
I don't think so because
Really?
they kind of cloak when they come
Okay.
by, but they
Yeah.
don't fly. The helicopters don't fly at night.
Okay.
They don't need. Yeah, it's mainly like the first aid. They do a lot of accidents. There's a lot of accidents here.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that the military, I would agree, Cosmic Woman. I think that the military, even though they're not showing a great deal of interest in what's going on, they're probably aware that these objects are near the military base.
Oh
What do you
yeah,
think,
they
Eddie?
have to.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they've spent enough money chasing them and not being able to get anything that they're like, we'll just let them be.
Mm.
I mean, sending jets up and firing missiles at UFOs can be costly, especially when they're not able to shoot them down or
Right.
even able to catch up to them.
Like we're gonna shoot a few UFOs down there, General. Do you have one of our advanced technologies that we can shoot one of these objects down? Yes, sir. We're gonna shoot it down. Okay, you had a point there. The object's
One
right there.
thing
It's hovering. Go ahead.
I've never seen one of those drones that's all over the place. In the
Oh
beginning,
yeah.
I've never seen one here.
Oh, New Jersey. Yeah, I know Jersey's where it's not only Jersey, but a lot of places. It just happens to be last year. Jersey was the place where all this stuff was going on originally, but they tried to make it look it was only one state, but it was the whole world.
Yeah,
All these things are happening.
yeah.
That's the funny thing about the news media, folks. They try to say, "Oh, it's only a little part of Jersey." It's got to be people that have these really expensive homes that can afford a big drone like this to make this happen.
Actually,
Nah.
they were spotted over the ocean down the Jersey Shore.
Oh wow. Was that the object, the drones, or was that the orbs?
The drones, the blinking light
Okay.
drones.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Wow. So we're at 72.4 people. We need to have people tap on the screen. We're at 12:40 a.m. in the morning. If you don't tap on the screen, we can't get to 100,000. I need all 262 people to tap on my side of the screen, and they'll see the numbers go up. We're staying at 72.6. We can do it. I know we can get to 100,000 in probably 10 minutes. Come on, people. If everybody taps, you'll have the hearts happening here. All those hearts are people tapping. If you're not tapping, then the hearts aren't going to pop up. But if everyone taps, we will make it happen collectively here, folks. We're almost at 80,000. Let's do it. If I were at a baseball game right now and I was a cheerperson, I get everybody on the same row to be, come on, folks, what are you doing here? Let's have the so and so win the team. The team's got to win. We got to tap. If we want to win, we got to tap. We're at 75.5. Let's get to 80,000, folks. Let's get to 100,000 before midnight. Can we do it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trusting we can. This is what tapping is all about. So I'm a very collective talk show host. I like to get everybody involved in the show, even if you're never coming up to talk to me. At least you can do is tap with your hands. Just tap on that screen. Keep tapping. Almost at 80,000. We can do it. I'm good for a pep rally.
Yeah.
I'd be if I was at a UFO conference, I'd have everybody standing up, moving their hands and shaking, rattling, and rolling. And then I say, okay, folks, you want to go on a ship? And you want to take a trip? You got to close your eyes, and then you're going to flip out, trip out, and have a good time. Because I'm here to help you get out of body right here. All 500 of you in this audience.
It's gonna start
Do you
What?
remember when
Yeah, I'm going to start rapping. I'm a cosmic rap. People have said, in the 3 years I've been on here, I've sang some pretty decent songs that never were recorded except on my TikTok, on my YouTube channel.
I've been
So,
here.
You've been here a long time.
You see this? Okay, you see this behind me right here?
Yeah.
Okay, I told you a story, probably last year about I met this shaman, this Mayan, he was a Mayan shaman from Guatemala in Mount Shasta. He owns a Mount Shasta cafe in Guatemala.
Okay.
Right, so I was just hanging out, and he came and he was telling me this story about why he was there, and he was there because of me, and I'm like, I don't even know you. Like, I never met you. And so, like, he changes the subject. And he's like, so where are you from? I'm like, Sacramento. He's like, oh, uh, I have friends in Sacramento, but they have a farm, and I don't know what it's called, but like it's an organic farm. Like, it's that way. Have you been there? I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about, right? So, so he says, well, my friend invited me. Him and his wife invited me over there, and they asked me to paint a mural on their greenhouse. I was like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, it's a it's got two calves, and one of them, they've got candles on their heads, and he's like, you never seen that? I'm like, no, I've never seen it. Right? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, there's thousands of farms in Sacramento.
Yeah.
So, and so he's like, well, if you ever like, get a chance to go there, you should go there. I don't know what it's called, but he told me their names, and I was like, I don't have any interest to go look at your mural. Right. I don't know what you're talking about, or why are you telling me about this farm? And my friend was standing there, and next thing you know, my friend's calling me, and he's like, you'll never guess where I am. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And so he sends me this picture, and I was like, no way. I mean, this is maybe a month and a half, 2 months after we met Javi.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, so he tells me a story. He's like, I met this woman at this club because he's into bands, local bands, and she just happened to live there. And so when I saw, he's like, okay, now you have to come and see this mural. And then I went and I met the owners of the farm, and they were just amazing people, and showed me the mural, and told me the story about Javi and Peter coming in and painting the mural for them from Mount Shasta. And I was like, I just met Javi. I don't know Javi, but what a crazy coincidence, right? This guy's telling, there's thousands of farms in Northern California. What are the odds that I'm ever going to see this mural? Like 1,000,000,000 to 1. Right. Like, it's the odds are against, in life, period. So when that happened, that was like one of those really moments where you just go, wow, that guy's either he's magic, or he knows something that I don't know. This
he knew something there somewhere.
Absolutely. And it was mind-boggling. It was
wow.
It was still kind of early on my journey, but really, it really intrigued me into getting to know more about us, because when we say shaman, those guys go through, decades of learning and understanding and ceremonies and this and that, and it's just, so for him to be able to tap into the future to see me go to that farm, it's
pretty cool. That's a pretty cool experience,
Yeah.
It's an amazing experience. And you had no interest originally when you were there with him. No, I'm not, And then all that synchronicity of things happen, and your friend says, where you say, where am I? I'm there.
Yeah.
How many times does that happen, right? Synchronicity,
Right. I mean, it just, once you start to understand, that being in the flow and being curious of how life is actually navigated, and that how we navigate our experience, it's always we hate to hear the airy fairy. Well, if the galaxy's listening, and if whatever you say, but it's all true, because it's not about the universe navigating and giving us everything. It's about us writing it.
Right, and we're all part of the universe. Like, this is the thing that, as human beings, we forget. Every single one of you out there, if I may start preaching a little bit, get ready, brothers and sisters. I want to tell you, everything you've been taught in school is incorrect. CmdrAleon is going to tell you what is correct. The correct thing is, the universe, we are all connected. Every cellular structure of our body is connected with the universe. Do you understand that? Now, you know what? There have been a lot of people in the world that have been preaching things that are not true. people in your schools, people in your churches and your temples, your mosques, people in your powerful leaderships on your planet. They've been teaching all this stuff that's not true. But you actually did believe it, all the billions of people on Earth, right? Let me tell you something. Yeah. I'm just getting amped up here, folks. Just watch. I am getting on a second wind here. I gotta tell you. Everything we are, really, truly, is connected to the universe. Everything. When we talk about the creator, we're all connected to the one creator that created the multiverse. And then when people say, well, I'm a god, I have a little bit of a problem when people say, I've met people who say, I'm really a god. I said, you're a god? Yeah, I'm a god. Okay, whatever you want to be, you want to be a god? You can be a god if you want to be one. Let me tell you something about that. I'll bust your matrix. You are connected to God. So in a sense, maybe you think you're a god, but in a sense, we're all connected to the creator, which is God. All that is all the same thing, right? Okay, Kathy Thomas. I want to bring Kathy up here. Hey, Kathy, come on up. Kathy's going to join us. We do this every once in a while. It's nice to do it. Kathy, come on up if you can. Go into the multi-guest option, and we shall bring Kathy up. Unless TikTok is having a problem technically, we would definitely bring Kathy. I have invited you to join us. I pressed the thing, and now if you want to try to get up, oh, there you are. I think she's there. No, that's not, okay. Kathy wants to come up. I know Syra wants to come up too.
You can take us both down if it would make it easier.
Okay, I'll bring you guys down for now. I want to thank you. For coming up, Eddie. I'll message you about to send the spacesuit over to me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there we go. Hey, thank you as always, Eddie. As always, with new information, and the dream about going to the Earth was fantastic. All kidding aside, and I think I'm going to set up the new date for the journey off to the Golden Ship of Light, which I know that you'll want to participate in. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to set that up soon, probably before the weekend or by the weekend. I'll have a new date for that for this month of May. Hey, Eddie, thanks for being on here. And also, remember, he does a Star Knowledge podcast on the planet. When is that happening?
It's going to be happening. Well, hopefully I can get some people there. People are starting to roll in here to South Dakota now for the Sundances and their Humblechas, their Vision Quests. So hopefully I can start the interview process now, and by mid to late summer, have them on the YouTube channel.
Sounds good. And that's going to be YouTube, Star Knowledge Podcast. Don't miss it on this intergalactic network. All right, brother, we'll let you down.
All right, brother. Talk later.
Take care. We're going to bring Kathy. Hopefully she's coming up. I'm trying to get her up here. I do not know what's happening, man. Let me see here. I did invite her. Now it's not letting me. Hey, Kathy, I just pressed the guest button again. Come on up. Press save on your side. And if you press the save button, you'll be able to come up, Kathy. Unless there's, there could be a TikTok thing happening. Right. He is part of, the creator's part of you. We are part of him. So we're all part of the creator. Absolutely correct. Let's see. Okay, my pets, beautiful. Many blessings to you. I pushed accept. I don't see you. That's really weird. I'm going to do this again. Yeah, for whatever reason, Kathy, it's not letting me do it. I'm really bummed out about that. Kathy, I don't know why I can't get you up here, but hopefully that'll work itself out. It's probably a TikTok thing. Hey, sir, how you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah. Good. Good. I have some music playing. Let me shut that off. It's somehow.
Oh yeah. That's definitely gonna drown us out from.
Merle Haggard.
Yeah, I know. I actually have listened to his music. He's I like all the old stuff like Johnny Cash.
Me too.
That was the words with wisdom and talked about life. So yeah, very beautiful. Welcome back.
Old outlaw country is fun. And thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
You look great. How you feeling, brother?
A lot better.
Yeah.
I slept really well, and for the last 2 nights, and that's been rare. Sleep is it's sacred.
Yeah,
So,
it really is, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And so I was able to do some things. There's some nights where I'll just get good rest, but not fully go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's alleviating some. So it's probably a slow process to healing, but I'm definitely going there. And I started a regimen and everything about now 10 days back.
Oh, good. You sound more relaxed.
Back on track. What?
Yeah, you sound a lot more relaxed when I look at you. I see the difference in you from the other night, and you're definitely more. Matter of fact, that show, my last 2 shows are now on my YouTube channel, so people don't miss it. And also my show with my friend who had top security clearance in the military. He is on the YouTube now. I mean, I have the whole show on there, so I'm now caught up to all my shows. No backlog. This show is going to be on my YouTube channel in 24 hours. So there you go.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see this just getting bigger and bigger. High.
Yeah, it will.
Probability of success.
It takes time, like it's organic. There's ways people cheat to get millions of viewers. I don't do that. I'm organically growing in 3 years, organically doing what I do. And hey, Maddie, good to see you. And that's the way I like to do it. It's organic,
No, you're doing it right. It's grassroots, right?
Yeah, it is grassroots. And we're coming up, speaking of grassroots, we're almost at 1 o'clock in the morning. We did have 113,000. We've had actually since 11 o'clock tonight, we had 3,900 people view the show. And that's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Last night we had over 9,000 people between the time it came on till the time I went off. Over 9,000 people at some point were watching Encounters. That's crazy.
And
yeah.
What a star family you've collected and helped.
Oh yeah.
Look into it mostly. I mean, I think everyone has a narrative in their mind. They know that when they see Star Wars or some film, that's just some uncanny familiarity to that reality. And you've kind of helped people herald that into their reality. I think that's really important.
And the thing is, it's community too, right? It's about, for me, it's always about community. I can remember my days in college in Vermont. And the college was sort of like a commune to me in some ways, but it wasn't. It was a college, but I ended up going to this really wonderful commune where this educator created this commune. He was a well-known educator. It was the most beautiful thing, and it was the mud season. We were driving up in my Volkswagen to get to the top. And I was with this woman at the time, and we stayed at the commune. She knew about this place. It was the most beautiful place to be, and it was about maybe 45 minutes or an hour from where I was in Washington County to this commune. And so one of the things I've learned from not living on a commune, but when I was in Vermont, is that community is really important. And I think when you're doing broadcasting as a professional broadcaster, which is what I studied in college and been on radio and TV, and having this experience as well, I want to bring people into a place where they can feel part of a community of broadcasting. And so when we do our broadcasts, we have no ego. There are broadcasters on TV and radio that are egotistical. I have no ego, no want for ego. I don't need any ego. All I need to do is do the show and have people come forward that have top security clearance, friends like you, to share your experiences. And that's what community is about. The book is always going to be different. The book is always going to have different chapters, and we never know what the new chapter is going to bring until we do the show. So as we did this show tonight, now we know what the chapter is, and that chapter now is recording that will be on YouTube. So we have that synergy of energy going there.
You're like handing out permission slips for people to come and have.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
and the days of people holding it close to their chest for 30 years of an experience they had that changed their perceptions of reality.
Yeah.
They can now come forward and share it. And those are that's where you find your community. It's because, well, especially on here, I don't know if I'm going up the street and
really
UFO sighting gathering with my neighbors around here. Maybe.
Yeah, and and some nights it's like last night we had almost 600 people. You never know what's going to happen. We always have at least over 200 people in here.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
So here it is.
I know that the minimum of 200-300 people is usually what we get. But if we have for whatever reason, the universe says, okay, everyone's got to be here, we'll have 600 people on here one night. You never know. You can't predict it. You can't control it, but it's all organic, you know?
Yeah. It's funny how vital community has become to people, especially in the last 5 years. I think COVID really kind of taught people that. We need each other.
Because nobody knew if they were going to be here or not. So it was, and then a lot of it was over projected, the fear-based stuff. I think it was over. I mean, there are people that did leave, but I think it was over projected in our consciousness because everybody was still like, when it happened, oh no, I'm not going to be here. It's coming to I felt like I was in a horror movie and this thing was coming to get me and gobble me up and I was going to be gone. Yeah. It wasn't like that, but that's the way you felt about it, you know?
It's how you reacted to it, I guess. For some, it was like the end. And for others, I think it opened up new chapters, but it seemed to not have much gray area there.
Yeah.
A pretty extreme time. But it's almost, do you feel that maybe we went through a timeline shift, like a literal splicing, like Dolores Cannon had suggested, where the pen actually split almost like a cell going into different densities, different frequency timelines?
Well, actually, what I'm going to do is, before I get into that, let me see here. I think that it's possible that we went into different timelines. I talk about parallel realities when I talk about timelines. I think there are different timelines that we go into, what I also call as a parallel reality. So one Earth could be having a really expansive conscious state of cosmic consciousness, where the other parallel Earth reality on a different timeline, everything can be falling apart. People could be running around like zombies. And then another timeline, they could be so highly advanced, they're living in beautiful cities, they have beautiful mountains and waters and everything. Another timeline. So I think there are multiple timeline options.
So here's
where you go.
Here's a challenging thought, though. Everything has been coming around to where time is all happening. Everything's now, right?
Right.
And so that would suggest that this plane of existence has many forms in the now, all frequencies, all timelines occurring at the same moment. And
I believe that's possible too. Yeah.
So
there's so many
times. Tool to measure growth. I think.
That's you know, when you think about it, everything exists everywhere. It's like if you try. Like I told people a long time ago, when I think of the concept of God, and this is when I was doing one time, I did my radio show for a couple of months. I was going nuts over the existence of God. Now I knew God existed, but I said, wait a minute. And then I kept saying, who created God? Who created the creator? And when you start doing that, you're getting yourself into a lot of trouble, not in a bad way. Now you brought up a Pandora's box in your consciousness to start questioning, oh, who created God? Can I figure it out? Can I know, like, who created God? Anybody out there? Can anybody on TikTok, the millions and millions of people out there, come here and tell me and have the prime answer of who created God? Guarantee you nobody will be able to figure it out. You know what I did? I finally decided on my radio show about 2 years ago. You know what, folks? I said, I can't tell you who created God because it will be impossible. If you tell me to tell you who created God, there'll be no answer. And then the answer was, God is here. God is now. God exists. There's no ending. There's no beginning. That was the answer. It came in consciousness. There's no ending. There's no beginning, folks. So
If
when
you're
you look at the
conscious
whole
enough,
multiverse, there's no ending to the multiverse. There's no beginning. It's like it just is. You know,
you're
if you try to ever
constantly-
figure out people who created God, you're never going to do it. You're going to have to be sitting there drinking a couple of apple cider glasses and relaxing for a little bit. Because I guarantee you, at the end of the night, there's nobody out here that actually is going to be able to figure out who created God. Did God create him? Did God create itself? You know, everything was created, but you're never going to figure it out. So you got to just figure that everything just exists. And if you can come to that conclusion, you'll have inner peace. But if you just try to figure out who created God, you're going to be spending many nights asking yourself that question for about 1 billion years.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a dog chase his tail?
Yeah, I have. I've seen my cat chase its
But
tail.
that's God right there, because the
Right.
constant pursuit, there's no past or future. It's the now,
Right.
what's immediately in front of you.
Yeah.
And that to me would be the pursuit of defining God, would be more of the definition of God.
Right.
Because you're trying to figure out what it is. And as you imagine what it could be, you're expanding that consciousness of God and redefining it with your own perception.
Now I have this person, Sasquatch. I think he might, I don't know if he believes in Sasquatch. He says, I don't believe any UFO contact is with an extraterrestrial. Let's bring this person up. Is he here somewhere?
There's interterrestrial too.
Let's see. I'm going to bring him up. I know Maddie wants to get up here too. I'm going to bring this gentleman up here if I can. Actually, I'm not able to. Let's see what happens if I do this. Oh, I can do this now. I'm going to bring a Sasquatch up because I like the name Sasquatch. I don't know if he's here anymore. I don't believe in any UFO contact is with an extraterrestrial. Come on up, Sasquatch, if you're here.
It could be
Sasquatch here.
would just be our friendly community of Gigantopithecus living in the woods and caves that are multidimensional. It could just be all that.
Yeah, so I
Or
guess
all
he's
the
not
above.
there.
Or all the
We were
above.
gonna-
I think all this stuff is coming into clarity. It's just in the peripheral, and we're taking off our blinders as we awaken.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's getting close to that. I'm going to bring Maddie up for I think I'm going to bring Maddie up for a few minutes. Then we're going to close down the show for tonight. And I want everybody to go off planet, take a journey and have fun with it. Pick out what planetary system you want to go to. Just have a good time out there. You might see each other in your Merkaba states going all over the universe, then stop and have a cup of cosmic coffee or something. Who knows? All right, brother. I appreciate you coming back on here.
Thank you.
And I appreciate letting me help you out the other night. So that was great. All right. Sorry. Take care. Have a good morning. All right. All right. We'll bring it down and let's do this, brothers and sisters. Let me see. Maddie, we're going to bring Maddie up for a minute. And then we're going to call it a night here tonight for until tomorrow night, which is Friday night. Maddie, how you doing?
Hi, Commander. How are you?
We're doing good. You want to come on camera?
Yeah, I can do that. I was gonna let you know, have you seen these people that typically see the orbs? They're talking about now they're seeing electric blue ones.
I've heard about the electric blue ones. I've seen some
Yes.
video. They're pretty fascinating. The electric blue ones, I think, are really high frequency. Just
Mhm.
based on what I see on the videos, they seem like they're extremely high up in the frequency vibrational patterns.
Right. Tonight I went out there and I saw one. I got a video of it. It's really beautiful. It has really like enlightened energy compared
Oh,
to the
wow.
rainbow ones. It's
Oh, wow.
different. It has a different vibe, but it's still a good vibe. And
Oh, good.
last time I was on, I found the zoom filter. So maybe next time I can go out there and show you guys the orbs with the zoom filter.
Oh, you found a zoom filter. Good. You'll be able to zoom right in on stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's have you on again. And I know it's kind of like 1:07 a.m. I believe it or not, people. I have a galactic portal in front of me here. I know I tell this story too much, but when I get off the program here, I have to close the portal up before I go to sleep. I have a portal that's been here every time I do a show, because a long time ago we had a psychic and a friend at her crystal shop come over, and she told me I had a portal that I open up when I do the shows here, so I have to close the portal before I go to sleep. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Well,
Definitely
thank you for
tomorrow night if
having
you want
me
to come
on,
on.
Commander.
Yeah, did you record the video of that bluish thing?
I did. Do you want me to
Why don't we
send it
show
to
it?
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
send it to me, and I'll show it. We'll show it tomorrow night on the Friday night edition of Encounters.
Okay, sounds good. Love and light, everyone. Continue your missions. Great job, and thank you again, Commander.
Oh, you're always welcome, Andy, and everyone else. We send you our love and light all over the world. If you're new to the show, we did tonight. We did 4,300 people watch the show, and please follow me on here on TikTok. If you're not following me, press the red button that says follow and the like button before you go here. Also, let people know about the show. This is Encounters. Have a great morning. It's Friday morning. It's almost 1:09 a.m. We'll see you again tomorrow night to hear the Bust the Matrix. You never know. Hey, Hetty, have a good night. Everybody have a good night. We'll catch you later.